everybody, thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Kwan. I apologize, we are starting a little bit late today. I mean, like 18 minutes late today. It's a Monday, come on, I get a free pass, right? All right, before we get started, don't forget you can always watch and listen to this live stream later on your own time, whether that be through our InForum YouTube channel, favorite podcast platform, or online by visiting inforum.com/podcast and clicking on InForum Minute. Seriously, I think I have this memorized by now. Okay, let's get you caught up right away. We know today West Fargo School Board is going to be voting on a plan that could give teachers some bonuses. So full-time employees who are working more than 30 hours a week would get a one-time payment of $500. Again, this is all if this vote passes. And then part-timers would get $400. Substitute teachers would get $250. So again, if this gets passed, we know that the school district will use its COVID relief money to pay for that. So the board does meet at 6 tonight. We'll definitely let you know what comes out of that vote in our evening newscasts. Okay, we also know Fargo City leaders are requesting a report right now from the June primaries that show the number of people of color who were turned away because of proof of citizenship requirements. So during June's elections, we know that poll workers saw this message pop up on their screens that said non-citizen. And now the city, because of that, is asking for a clear number of just how many of those voters were misclassified. It's also trying to find some answers on how these poll workers can handle situations like these in the near future. And they're hoping to have this all fixed by the general election in November. So yeah, we'll let you know if those leaders get that report in their hands, and obviously we'll keep you updated with that clear number. Also, these Fargo City leaders are working with taxi drivers in the area to come up with a revised ordinance, which is something that it hasn't done since the pandemic hit. So they're looking at getting rid of the requirement for any taxi business to maintain a 3-vehicle minimum to stay in business, which would allow them to be more welcoming, of course, to small business owners, and drivers would have a little bit more freedom there. So if passed, it's not going to be affecting services like Uber and Lyft, so those rideshare services would not be impacted, but that new ordinance is going to be presented at the Commission's next meeting, which is next Monday. Okay, the YMCA of Cass and Clay counties have now decided what to do with money that was donated by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott. Lydia is going to have a cut-in coming up pretty soon, so. Okay, well, almost a year ago, we know that it was selected to get a donation of $10 million, and actually, the YMCA was so shocked, they thought it was a scam because it was so much money, but it's now going to be used for a new child care center, we know. It's going to be built on 4.2 acres of land right behind the Shields Arena. Some of that will also go to development programs and provide scholarships for kids to attend daycares and summer camps. No worries.
Live look outside for you this morning over downtown Fargo where the sun
Lydia is doing her program cut-in right now, so this is the little behind the scenes.
And the wind is light out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Similar story up in Grand Forks, just a smidge cooler at 47. That light wind, dew points are low down to the 40s, so it is comfortable out there.
Cool,
it's not
right?
sticky by any means. That air is crisp. And the wind is light. The word calm showing up all over Lakes Country this morning, stretching back to the Southern Valley. We'll keep the wind light today out of the south-southwest at about 5 to 15.
All right, and that's that. No worries. So that was a little behind the scenes of Lydia doing her cut-ins there. But okay, let's continue on. We also got a major update on flights at the Devil's Lake Regional Airport. So SkyWest, which we had told you on First News, it decided to stop service, or it was at least planning on doing that in Devil's Lake. Well, it's saying that it probably won't be doing that after all. So we learned that the two sides did agree on a contract, which is now set to expire in July of next year. Well, back in March, again, we told you that the airline was going to stop service in Devil's Lake and Jamestown because of a pilot shortage. Right now, airport leaders in Devil's Lake are saying that actually is stable right now, that situation with the shortage. So we're working to learn if that same thing is happening in Jamestown as well. Okay, nationally, really quick, wanted to let you know that starting today, the largest private sector nurses strike in U.S. history is going to be happening in Minnesota. Actually, it started at 7, so it's probably underway right now. But we know 15,000 nurses across the Twin Cities and Duluth area are going to be on the picket lines. Again, this is something that we've been telling you guys for a really long time now. And we know that these nurses are asking the state hospitals to fix staffing crisis, work on a plan for any future pandemics, if there are any, of course, and they're demanding better pay. We also know that state hospitals have filed an unfair labor practice charge with the National Labor Relations Board, but these nurses are not backing down. They say they're going to keep striking despite what they're saying. So again, this is going to last until Wednesday, but it is underway right now in the Twin Cities and Duluth area. We also know that Canada could soon be dropping a requirement that mandates travelers to use an app to submit their proof of vaccination. We know this because our partners at the Grand Forks Herald talked with an expert at UND who says ArriveCan, which is the app, could be gone when the country is expected to announce their new border crossing measures later this month. So, of course, this app has been required since July of last year for qualified vaccinated travelers and August of last year for non-essential travelers. So that expert is also saying this is probably only going to be for land border crossings for now, but that could trickle into air and sea travel in the coming months. So we'll definitely stay on top of that for you. Okay, we know former President Donald Trump only has a matter of hours to respond to the Justice Department's request to see those classified documents found in his Mar-a-Lago home, so before getting them reviewed by a third party. The DOJ wants to see them quicker since it's a matter of national security, and as we have been telling you, a judge in Florida did pause the DOJ's review of those documents since she wants to appoint a special master to filter out potentially privileged information first. DOJ responding by saying that they are going to appeal that decision, and it says Trump has until sometime later this morning to respond. Okay, Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about today, but I'm assuming that he could talk about the game that we showed on First News this morning, 49ers and the Bears getting flooded on the field out there. We also know Christian Watson had his NFL debut over the weekend against the Vikings. So lots to talk about on Hot Mic, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. InForum.com, 2 articles to share with you. 1, Joshamari reception. Guests may have caught the bouquet, but I got the boot. This is a really interesting, entertaining article, and it talks about Josh Duhamel and Audra Mari's wedding in Fargo over the weekend. Really cool stuff. I definitely was on the lookout for Josh Duhamel over the weekend. Did not see him, but that's okay. And then another one. This headline is McFeely, Bison coach Entz mentioned as possibility to replace Scott Frost at Nebraska. So if you didn't know, Cornhuskers, they lost to Georgia Southern, which is why he got fired. It's a whole thing that broke over the weekend. So yeah. Don't forget, for 99 cents for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to InForum.com. Just go on InForum.com/subscribe to get that deal. And before we go, I want to introduce Dillon Vogt. If you guys don't know who this is, you probably already do. I mean, he's a really familiar face, and you can't miss him. Hey, there's Dillon. So he is our newest First News member. And Dillon, tell us a little bit about what your role is on First News.
My role is stuff that's not like a whole bunch of fun weather stuff. Like this morning we talked about the football game.
The field.
Yeah, the field, and how it was all flooded. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We talked about the frost also yesterday morning, the first couple peaks of frost, I guess. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Dillon's going to be breaking down a lot of the fun weather stuff and kind of tying it into all the sciencey stuff that you guys might not know about. He's really good at least personally for me, dumbing it down because sometimes it can be really hard to understand that stuff. Also, Dillon has a really exciting thing happening today. 11 o'clock show is kicking off, so make sure you tune in to WDAY with Becky Parker and Dillon Vogt. Awesome. All right, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Have a great day.